Hey, and welcome to Making Space. In the previous episode, I showed how to use a standard sphere OBJ and texture it entirely in After Effects, without needing any knowledge of 3D software, beyond the basics. In this episode, I'm going to show you a rarely used tool in AE and how we can use that to make an illuminated Nightside planet. In the first part of the video, I'm going to use this tool on my imagined alien world. If you're using Earth and already have a City Lights texture map, then feel free to skip using the chapter thingies. And if you are starting from this video, then there's a planet pack in the description for you to download. It is a zipped file, which when uncompressed contains an After Effects project with a planet all set up. There's also a planet.obj file, that's a 3D model, planet.mtl file, that's the code to link all the textures. And there's a clouds.obj and clouds.mtl file for the cloud layer, and then there's a bunch of image files. If you aren't sure how all that fits together, go check out the earlier video, and I'll wait right here. Sorry, got lost doom scrolling. Let's jump into After Effects. So in the project you'll find we have a comp called Planet, which has this cool looking Earth-like planet, and the textures for which we created using this textures comp. From the project panel, drag textures onto the new comp button. This creates a comp with the textures comp as a layer. To add city lights, I want to add them in the sort of random places that cities might pop up in. And if this was in Photoshop, I'd do that with a brush. But we don't have to use Photoshop. We can do this right here using the Paint tool. Select it from the toolbar, and in this pop-up you can set the colors, the brush size, and so on. Then double click on your layer and start painting. Don't worry about it being big blobs, we'll take care of that in a moment. And don't worry about going over the lines either. We'll be masking out what's not on land. As you can see, I'm sort of using the rivers to determine where a city is likely to be. And when you're done, close the layer in the comp window. And we can close down the paint and brushes panels. In the effects control panel, check the box for Paint on Transparent. And then go to Layer, New, Solid. And make a black comp size solid and paste it underneath the painted layer. I'm going to be using Video Copilot's FX console to export, which handles transparencies, but I don't want any. With the painted layer selected, go to Effect, Simulation, CC Scatterize, and set the scatter to about 20. And if you're not happy with the colour, then go to Effect, Generate, Fill. But everything looks a little too rounded. So go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, CC Vector Blur. And whack up the amount to 150. But now it has lost a lot of the scattering. So go to Effect, Transition, Block Dissolve. And set Transition Complete to 50%. And now, double click on the texture pre-comp to open it, and holding Shift, select both the oceans and river layers, then hold Ctrl and tap C to copy them, switch back to the Texture 2 comp, and hold Ctrl and tap V to paste them. Using the track matte controls, set Textures track matte to Ocean, and invert it, and turn off Ocean. Then in the Rivers layer, set the fill color to black. Now you can export a screenshot. If you don't have FX Console installed, then go to Composition, Save Frame As, File. But if you do, open the gallery and right-click on the image and choose Save to PNG. And save it as lights next to your other images. Now, open up File Explorer. And Mac users, I'm sorry I don't know the terminology. I think it's called Finder. But until such a time as I get enough YouTube money to buy a Mac, I'm stuck doing this on Windows. With your window open, duplicate both the clouds.obj file and the clouds.mtl file, and rename these to lights. Then using Notepad or similar, open the OBJ, and on line 3, where it says clouds.mtl, change this to lights.mtl. This is the actual 3D object, and that MTL file contains the image references. Save it and open lights.mtl. On the very bottom line, there is the name clouds.png. Leave the map_kd, but replace clouds.png with your lights.png file name. And save. It's as simple as that to edit a 3D model. Back in After Effects, import your lights.obj and add it to your planet comp. Make it a child of planet null. Then expand the layer on the timeline and turn off accept lights. That makes the layer be bright all over, and we're also getting this conflict in 3D space. So turn off the lights.obj layer. Then create a new black solid. Hit enter and rename it to lights. Drag it beneath the cloud solid but above the planet.obj. Then go to Effect, Channel, Set Matte, and point it to planet.obj and set the Use Matte For to Luminance. Let's solo it for the moment and turn on the checkerboard. Now it's a bit faint, so go to Effect, Color Correction, Levels, and then in the Channel drop-down select Alpha, and drag the alpha input white quite far over. Now go to Effect, Channel, Calculations, and set channel input to be alpha, and point the second layer channel to our light.obj. Then set the opacity to 100% and invert second layer. Then set the blending mode to add. And uncheck Preserve Transparency. And to get back our colours, go to Effect, Channel, Invert. And now unsolo the layer and set its transfer mode to add. And you can use the levels white point to adjust how much of the light spill over the Terminator. But at the start I showed a lava planet. So let's take another look at our texture. I'll just turn off the effects on the texture precomp for the moment. And then I'll add a new black solid. Then I'll go to Effect, Generate Advanced Lightning. I'll set the type to strike and set the origin and direction points. Then in core settings, set the radius to 10, set the color to an orange, and in glow settings, I'll set the color to red, and maybe up the glow radius a little. Okay, back on the texture layer, I'll turn back on all the effects, and take a screenshot and save it as lights. These changes won't show up immediately in our planet comp. So from the project panel, find the lights.obj, right click on it and choose Reload. Now, if you don't want it fading out on the daylight side, then on the lights layer, turn off all the effects and add a new calculations effect. Point the second layer to lights.obj and increase opacity to 100%. And these are just the mechanics of it. Of course, you could and probably should make a separate lava OBJ so you don't have both lights. And if we were making a lava planet, then you could also change the colouring of the landscape around it. But that's where the fun lies. If you have any questions, drop me a line in the comments.